Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here in the panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach, waiting for our K1 visa to get adjudicated at the Service Center in California. And here it is, Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, and we went live for you guys. Now, normally I do a live chat on Sunday at 5 p.m., but folks wanted me to do a live chat on Wednesdays, which is now Wednesday. So it's the middle of the day. And if y'all are at work or or busy, I understand, and I will terminate the live stream if y'all don't log in and have any questions for me. But if you got questions for me, I'm just going to hang around here for a little while and wait and see what you got. If not, if I don't hear from you guys, then on Sunday, I'll be back at 5 p.m. on Central Time. Now, the K1 visa process is not easy. I understand it is a time-consuming process, and our NOA1 letter is dated April 18th, 2022. So now next week will be the 1 year anniversary, and we don't count days. If you count days, you go crazy. So we just keep track of the months. And so far from what I've seen, that the average processing time for a K1 visa is 14 months. And, there's some folks still been waiting out there for 15, 16, 17 months. And that's not good. Those guys, we need to get those visas adjudicated sooner rather than later. USCIS, I'm sure, are doing the best they can to do that. They're busy folks. They're not just working K1 visas. You got folks working B2 visas, B1 visas, adjustment of status. It's a whole slew of different visas that are out there. And I made a video about that. So anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. And like I said, this is a game of patience. Now, it's in the middle of the day. It's like 11:41 Central Time. So probably most of you guys are at work or, doing something other than watching YouTube. And that I can understand. But, if you have got your K1 visa approved, let's say in the last week, let us know. Tell folks, in the comments section, tell us, what the status is. What's the processing time? There's a lot of people out there who have been waiting for 15, 16 months. And that's not good. We need people to get their visas in their passports on airplanes coming to the United States of America, which I can understand. Now, lots of questions I've been receiving. Basically, why is it taking so long? Why did my K1 visa not get adjudicated yet? But this other person, their visa got adjudicated, and yet I submitted my K1 visa before them. Well, everybody's K1 visa is different. Our K1 visa is going to be different from your K1 visa. Our K1 visa may take more work, which may take more time. They have to scan documents now to the National Visa Center. So they're scanning and scanning and scanning and scanning and scanning, which I can understand. It's a lot of work. Imagine the day in the life of a person that works at USCIS. What do? They're looking at numbers and words and paperwork and files and birth certificates, and they're looking at translated documents. They're looking at I-129Fs. They are just looking at all kinds of information. You know what a K1 visa package looks like. You guys put it together. Some folks are asking me to put together a step-by-step process for a CR1 visa. I can do that. CR1 visa, the spousal visa. In the past, I made a video about it, but I can make an updated, new, and improved K1 visa process, CR1 visa process, IR1 visa process, whatever you guys want. This is your YouTube channel, boys and girls. It is for you, okay? And, The objective of this YouTube channel is to help you get through this process as smoothly as possible with as minimal stress as possible and try to help you. I want to try to help you understand the process. Okay. If you haven't heard, let's suppose you got your NOA2 letter in the mail, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you got your NOA2 letter and a month has passed and you still haven't got your welcome letter from the MVC. Okay. You could get it in a month. You could get it. The maximum you'll probably wait is 3 months, but it all depends on how busy the embassy is, or how busy the MVC is, how busy the USCIS is. Think about it. They're getting thousands and thousands of K1 visas arriving in the mail every day, while they are processing visas they received a year ago plus. So they're busy folks. I don't know if I could work for USCIS. I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to do that. I mean, they take a lot of hate calls too. Can you imagine the hate phone calls they get? People just screaming and yelling at them down the phone. Where's my visa? Why haven't you done processed it? Or lots of angry birds, or lots of sad people crying. Let's suppose they got a denial because they made a silly mistake in their visa process and they got denied, or they got rejected. They're going to be crying and crying and crying. The attorneys are calling USCIS. I don't know. I just couldn't imagine what it's like going to work every day for immigration. I don't know if I could do it. So instead, I put the YouTube channel together to answer the questions for you guys, to make it more easier for you to reach out to somebody. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to respond to your questions usually within 12 hours, if not sooner. I try to respond right away, but everybody in the world watching this channel, we got people all around the world in probably now over 60, 70 countries. You're all in different time zones. So I might get a question at 3 o'clock in the morning from this country, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon from the United States, or depends on which country and where you're located at. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to check in with you. It's Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. I'm going to just hang out here a little bit longer. You're probably at work right now making money so that you can bring your fiance to the US of A, or your fiancés are out there working and busy with their families. Oh, Azar, meet Doc. Hello, Azar. How are you, my friend? You are the only person on the live stream right now. Everybody else is busy, but I will chat with you. Oh, Evelyn, hey there, Evelyn. Hi, Mr. Diego. Thank you for helping us on this channel. No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. We're in the same boat as you guys. We're all rowing down the Rio in the same boat. We're waiting for our K1 visa too. So we understand exactly what's going on up here in your mind. And it's not an easy process. And I've been through this process before. This is my second rodeo. This is my last rodeo. I'm not going to repeat this process a third time. Number one, immigration only allows me to do it twice. And number two, this is for real. Karina is just a wonderful person. She's such a wonderful person. She's a hard worker. She's just my dream come true. And so I hope you guys are doing well out there. And let us know which country you're in. If you post a message up here, let me know where you're at. Which country are you watching us from? Now I can go into my I can go into the analytics of the YouTube analytics, and I can look and see. I don't know who is watching, but I know which countries are watching us. And the number one country watching us that watches this channel is the Philippines, and then that's the number one channel, and then number two is Nigeria. Actually, let me stand corrected. The most people that watch this channel are from the United States of America. USA is like the most people. So mainly sponsors are watching the channel because they're looking for answers to their questions. And then second is the Philippines, and then India, and then Nigeria. And then Nida, hi from India. Azar from Iran. Beautiful Iran. Beautiful India. We love you guys. Beautiful country. Iran, very historical. India has got the largest population in the world now, I believe. I never hear about Jamaica. Janiela. Jamaica watches us. Jamaica, they watch us, but there's very few people, like one or two people. Okay, but Jamaica is on the list of countries that watches this channel. And hi Azar from Iran. We're glad you're here. Nita from India and Jamaica. Evelyn, it's 6:47 in Burundi right now. I just got out from work. I have a question. Am I eligible for expedite my case as a doctor? Well, yeah, if you are a doctor, Evelyn, that means you have a critical work knowledge. You have a critical job that America needs doctors right now. So as a doctor, that would qualify for an expedite. Totally. Give it a shot. See what happens. Put all your credentials in there. Tell them what you can offer, and that might help you push your case a little faster. We have, go ahead, Evelyn. Process that expedite. Marja, hi, Diego, following you from the Netherlands. Beautiful Netherlands. I love the Netherlands. I was in the Netherlands back in 1979, I went to the Netherlands. And again, I went back to the Netherlands in 1996. And what I learned, I went to Sputnik. I think it's called Sputnik. And then there was a gardens, the Keukenhof Gardens. I remember the Keukenhof Gardens, lots of flowers everywhere. And I remember I learned the Netherlands. What I learned about the Netherlands was they plant trees everywhere. Everywhere they can find a spot, they plant trees because it helps prevent flooding. And that's great. Yep, beautiful Netherlands. I stayed at a hotel. I can't remember where, but I remember going to the Keukenhof Gardens. I remember going to Spiekenis, I believe. Keukenhof. Beautiful. Lealtad y respeto. Buenos días, Lealtad. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tú bien? Good morning, Diego. Through the experience you have gained in this time that you have been with the petitions, how do you see the progress for the next few months for K-1 visas? Well, what I do is I follow the data that from people whose petitions get approved. I don't look at the USCIS website, 16.5 months. No, I don't look at. I look at real-time data, and visas are getting approved in March 2022 visas, January, December, January. Those folks are getting, December 2021, January, February, March 2022 are getting approved. Now, there's some folks out there with visas that are still sitting on the shelf from October, November of 2021. That's not good. Those folks need to be getting on the phone. Those are the people that should be calling USCIS. Those are the folks that need to be doing inquiries. Where's my case? What's going on? Keep on them. Okay. I don't know why. Maybe the visa processing for those folks, there's a lot of stuff they got to investigate. I don't know. Marja, Spiekenis. See, yes. Yeah, I was in Spiekenis for a week. Beautiful town, little town with parks. And I remember the bike paths. I used to walk on all the bike paths in that beautiful town in the Netherlands. And I stayed at this real nice, quaint hotel downtown, Spiekenis. And the food, the food was just different. My favorite thing is food. You all know I'm into food, right? Well, every time I'm in a foreign country, I got to try the different local cultures of food. I remember when I was in Egypt, I tried all the street food in Alexandria, walking along the pier front where the Mediterranean Sea was. And we have Licia baby, Barbara. Hi, Diego. Good evening from Nigeria. Beautiful Nigeria. Hi to everybody. Hi, Licia baby in Nigeria. And I've never been to Nigeria, and I definitely want to go. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody here. I'm in Michelle Marie. I'm in the US. My fiance is in Tunisia. Your videos are very much appreciated. Well, hey to everybody in Tunisia. Hi, Marja. Tunisia, beautiful country. I believe that's in North Africa. Very nice and hot desert kind of weather. My kind of weather. I love hot weather. That's why I live in Florida. I don't like being in cold weather. You know, when I'm in Colombia, when I fly to Bogota, the weather's kind of different. They don't have any climate in Bogota. It's either cold or hot. There's no winter, summer, fall, or spring. It's either raining or dry, cold or hot. So hey, that's Colombia. That's Bogota. It's high up in the mountains. But like I was in Cucuta, Colombia, with Karina, and we went to Cartagena, Colombia, on the west coast of Colombia in the Caribbean, and that was hot, and I loved it. Ooh, if I could live in Cartagena. Uh, Hi, Diego. Good evening from Nigeria. Alicia, baby. Yep. Janiela, James, I'm still waiting to be approved. My NOA one is February 16th, 2022. Well, you are close to the finish line. February. By this month, next month, you should be hearing from immigration. And Alicia, baby, you are highly welcome with your beautiful Karina. Karina, right now, she's not at work right now. She's at home. In fact, Karina today, she got up very early and she took the bus to central Bogota and she took a walk up Montserrat. Now Montserrat is a sanctuary. It's like a non-denominational church at 10,200 feet above sea level. And excuse me, my nose is itchy. And she walked to the top and then she walked back down and then she got on the bus and came home and now she's probably getting showered up. That's a lot of exercise. Hi Diego, Miguel, ¿cómo estás? Tu día bien? Miguel says, hi Diego, hi Miguel. Now don't forget, let us know which country you guys are in so I know where you're watching from. And Fatuma Abdo, I'm from Ethiopia. Well, hello Fatuma in Ethiopia. We need to get you K1 visa approved and get you in the USA. That's what we need to do. Now, I've never been to Ethiopia. I know it's a beautiful country, though. Og is from Indonesia. Indonesia, now that's lots of little islands, if I remember. Lots of islands. Indonesia, aren't you guys near the Philippines and Southwest Asia? It's 11:56 p.m. Og, I'm sorry if I got you up, if I'm keeping you up. I'm trying to do live streams at different times of the day, so folks can watch it from different parts of the world. Evelyn, is there any East African community in your location? Oh, that's a question there not for me. I'm in Florida, but if somebody can answer that question for Evelyn, that would be great. So Indonesia, Ethiopia, Fatuma in Ethiopia. I love your. I believe you have cows and cattle are cherished in Ethiopia, if I remember. Very, very beautiful country, lovely country. The embassy in Ethiopia, I believe, is at Addis Ababa. Correct me if I'm wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong. This is perfect. I look forward to your video. So what I'll do, guys, is on Sundays, I'll do the video chat, live chat at like 5 p.m. Central Time, U.S. Central Time. And then I can do it on Wednesdays, like around 11:30 in the morning, 12 in the morning. And then I'll try, and then let me figure out the time zones. What I need to do is sit down and figure out the time zones for each country and and then figure out when I should be doing the live stream chat so everybody can participate. And let me see. It's okay. I work New York time. Okay, New York time. Okay. I believe they're 1 hour ahead of us here in Central Time, Florida. It's almost noon here in Florida, in Pensacola area. So it's going to be 1 p.m. in Miami and 1 p.m. in New York City. The United States has 5 time zones. Okay. You got Eastern, you got Central. Let me see if I can remember them. You got Eastern, Central, Pacific, Mountain. Those 4 time zones. I should know that, right? Good gracious. Hey Diego, can you make a video for Indonesia for K1 approvals? Okay, let me do that. I'm going to put down Indonesia right here on my list. Indonesia, okay, for Og. Now I've never been to Indonesia, But what our plan is when Karina gets to the United States, we'll get married, on Navarre Beach, which is about 30 minutes, 40 minutes away, depending on the traffic, depending on the weather. And then we'll go on our honeymoon, Miel de Luna honeymoon. I'm thinking we'll go to California, maybe Los Angeles, check out, California, and then I'll rent a car and then from California, I'll drive to Las Vegas so I can show Karina the West Coast. I live here on the East Coast. Let me explore the West Coast with her so she can experience the different climate because it's going to be hot here in Florida. You should visit Jakarta and Bali. Okay, very good. Jakarta and Bali, very good. Sounds like a plan. We're gonna when Karina when she becomes an American citizen. Okay, I keep telling her, study for your American citizenship. You guys, beneficiaries out there, all you wonderful people around the world coming to the USA, start planning on becoming an American. Get that blue American passport so that you can travel freely around the world, except to North Korea. You can't go to North Korea. On a U.S. passport, you cannot fly to North Korea, unfortunately. But but you can travel. Get this immigration thing over with. It's stressful having to do paperwork, having to wait for immigration, and then go. Once you get your NOA-2 letter, then you got to wait for the MVC to send you a welcome letter. Then you got to wait for the embassy to schedule or for them to free up time to schedule an interview. Then you go to the interview. Then you come to the USA, and then you have to do the adjustment of status for your green card. Then you got to wait for the green card. You get a 2-year probationary green card, and after 2 years, 3 months before the expiration date of your 2-year probationary green card, you have to file to lift the conditions so you can get a 10-year green card. And then because you're going to be married to a U.S. citizen, I strongly recommend you work on becoming a U.S. citizen so you don't have to go through all this nightmare anymore. No, it's done. Become an American, get your U.S. citizenship, and this nightmare is over with. Okay? And it only takes 3 years from when you get to the USA after you get your green card, your 2-year green card, 10-year green card, and then after 3 years, file the N400 form N400 and apply for U.S. citizenship. But I will definitely visit Jakarta and Bali, and Addis Ababa is correct. Okay, I got it right. Addis Ababa. I believe Addis Ababa is where the U.S. Embassy is located also for your K-1 visa interview. Licia, baby, Barbara, please, Diego, my fiance will be coming to visit me in. Oh, you deleted it. Oh, okay. Well, if he's going to come visit you in Nigeria, that's good. Make sure he keeps the boarding passes for the plane tickets. He keeps all the receipts. He takes you out to dinner and buys you lots of gifts and presents and keeps all the receipts because he needs that for his adjustment of status paperwork for you guys. Okay. You got to keep collecting the evidence that you guys are together and your relationship is continuing. Okay. Now, in regards to printing chats in WhatsApp, Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, I recommend you print 2 a week. That's 8 a month. Just print a couple a week, and then you have a nice stack to bring with you to the embassy interview. And also, if you haven't filed your K-1 visa yet, if you're watching this channel because you're thinking about putting together a K-1 visa package, I'll help you through it. It's 13 pages. It's easy paperwork. I'll help you through it. But keep all your evidence of all your trips. And don't make the mistake, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, of filing your K-1 visa after 2 years have passed since you first met each other. I've seen 5 or 6 visas get denied because the person filed the K-1 visa after 2 years had passed before they were face to face. Okay. Please, Diego, my fiance will be coming to visit me in Nigeria next week. Yay! From the U.S. Are there any documents he should come with? Yeah, he should. I would say, let's see here. I would make sure that he brings a copy of his passport, a photocopy of his passport in color. He needs to bring a copy of the K-1 visa package. He needs to go to the library or Home Depot or not Home Depot, Office Depot, and make a complete copy of a second copy of the K1 visa package. Hopefully, he made a copy of the K1 visa package before he sent it to the Dallas lockbox. And he has a copy at his house in case immigration lose the first copy, which they didn't, thank goodness. But he needs to make a third copy for you, because then you can bring that K1 visa package with you to the embassy interview. Licia, baby Barbara, we are 13 months. Oh, you're at the finish line. Licia, baby Barbara, you are at the finish line. You're almost there. Yeah, it's a good time for him to come visit you. And he needs to make photocopies of his passport, photocopy of his driver's license, a photocopy of the K1 visa package, the I-129F. He needs to bring a copy of the I-129F to you in your country. Cecilia Gomez. Hola, Cecilia. ¿Cómo estás? Would you say the K1 will be faster this year? I received my receipt December 30th, 2023. Yeah, K1 visas are getting processed a lot quicker. I would not want to go through a CR1, IR1 visa. I would not want to go through a spousal visa, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And here's the reason why I recommend a K1 visa over the CR1 spousal visa. Now, number one, the KR1 visa package goes to Dallas first, then California or Texas or wherever. Then it goes to the MVC. The MVC get it, assign it a case number, and send it to the embassy. And then you go in front of the scary immigration officer and get your visa. But with a CR1 spousal visa, you put the visa package together, Form I-130. It goes to Dallas. Then it goes to California or Texas. Then you wait the same amount of time for a K1 visa. Could be a year, could be a year and a half, depending, pre-COVID. And then it goes to the MVC, the National Visa Center, then send you a welcome letter. Then you have to upload documents to the MVC. Birth certificates translated into English, certified translations, your passport, Miss Beneficiary, any children, K1, K2, your sponsor's passport in color. You have to upload the adjustment of status, the affidavit of support. You got to upload all these documents to the MVC under 2 megabytes, photos of your relationship. And if you make one error in uploading the documents, Mr. Sponsor, you'll get an email from Immigration at MVC that says, oh, by the way, we can't read your beneficiary's birth certificate. It's a little smidged off to the left, to the right. We can't quite see it. You need to resubmit it. Okay, you say to yourself, no problem. You go and you get it photocopied again. So and then you upload it again. And guess what? You got to wait 3 more months before immigration looks at it. So if you make 2 errors, let's suppose you make 1 error, then you wait 3 months and you get it fixed, and then the MVC emails you and says, okay, this is good, but this is wrong. Then you got to wait another 3 months, then another 3 months. You got to be absolutely 100% perfect in uploading documents to the MVC. If you make an error, they make you wait 3 months every time you mess up. Trust me, I know. Okay, been there, done that. Never going to do it again. K1 visa is the way to go. Okay, sure, it costs a little bit more money. Okay, but it's less stressful. Totally less stressful. Trust me, it's less stressful. You submit the package, it gets approved or it doesn't. Or you get an RFE. Then it goes to the embassy from the MVC and boom, that's it. You don't have to be sitting in a computer at home trying to hopefully not mess up uploading documents to the National Visa Center. It's a nightmare. No. K1 visa is the way to go. Okay. I wouldn't say it's any faster. I wouldn't say it's any cheaper. It's not cheaper. It's more expensive. But it's more, how do I say it? Less stressful. There's less work on your part, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. It's less work, less stress. And I filed a K1 visa in 2016, got it approved in 6 months. And then I went through the process, the 90-day thing, didn't work out. Then she wanted to come back to the United States. So I filed for a I-130 spousal visa, got that approved. And then she changed her mind again and said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to stay here in my home country with my family. I miss my family. Okay, no problem. Did the divorce thing, got the paperwork done. But let me tell you, going through the spousal visa was, was a nightmare. So, I waited a couple of years, met Karina in beautiful Bogota. She's from Caracas, Venezuela, and dated her for a year. Made 2 trips to visit with her, stayed with her for a month, stayed with her for 5 months, and then came back to the USA. I waited a couple of months and then filed the visa package. Actually, I stand corrected. I got in the United States. I went to Bogota, Colombia for 5 months. I returned to the United States April 14th or 15th of 2022, April 12th, somewhere in there. And then I filed the K1 visa within a couple of days. And I put it in binders. I put the K1 visa package in binders with document protectors. Now, don't use paper clips. Don't staple anything together. Okay, don't do that. Don't use binder clips. Don't use staples. Because immigration want to take your visa package and they want to scan it as quickly as they can. And they started the new process in November 2022. Okay, now when I filed my K1 visa, it was in April 2022 before the new process took effect. So, I submitted like 1,000 pages of chats in WhatsApp. Maybe I should have only submitted 100, but it's too late. I already submitted it. But in November 2022, they changed the process, and now they scan documents to the MVC, so they don't need as much stuff. Okay, no problem. For the new guys and girls who are filing K1 visas now, don't staple anything. Don't use binders. Don't binder clip anything. I do recommend putting it in document protectors though, because the K1 visa is going to sit on a shelf somewhere for a while, and you want to keep those documents protected. Cecilia, did you hire a lawyer or did you do it by yourself? Cecilia, I filed it by myself, and it's very easy to do. A K1 visa application is easy peasy to put together. It's not difficult, okay? Now, if you want to spend $4,000 on a lawyer, go right ahead. But an attorney, all they're going to do is fill out the I-129F and put the package together for you. Look over the photos to make sure you put the place of the make sure you put the photo collection together properly. Make sure you put everything in order properly. Make sure you didn't forget copies of the passport, etc. And then the lawyer will put his or her name on your K1 visa package as the go-to person for immigration. Okay? Now, I don't want an attorney being the go-to person. I want immigration contacting me, not somebody down the street in Pensacola in an immigration office. All right? The K1 visa process is easy. 13 pages, fill it out. Don't leave any blank spots on the form I-129F. Put if you don't know, put unknown. If it doesn't apply to you, put N/A. Don't leave any blank spaces. Fill in the K1 visa paperwork, I-129F. Fill in every page. Fill in every spot, except for translator. You don't need a translator because you're in the United States putting it together, so you don't need a translator. Put in translator block NA. Now, do not do this, okay? If you haven't filed your K1 visa yet, and you obviously don't need a translator. If you do, that's fine. But if you don't, please don't tear out page 11, 12, and 13 because you don't need a translator. When you put together a K1 visa package, you include every single page, 13 pages, okay? Every page. If it doesn't pertain to you, put NA, 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 NA. Because if you tear out if you don't include those last 2 pages or so, immigration is going to reject the visa package as an incomplete document. No, I didn't use an attorney. Okay, I didn't use an attorney. I filed my K1 visa package April 14th of 2022, I believe. I got it in the mail on April 19th or 20th, and my NOA1 letter was dated April 18th, 2022. So, being. So nice way. Do not leave anything blank in Form I-129F. Excuse me, I got allergies. I tell you, I got all these trees that surround the house here in Florida, and this time of year, pollen is being it's like pollen, 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 pollen. If I go in the yard, I have to go and blow my nose for an hour because of the pollen. So I apologize for my sniffs, okay? And my nose and my eyes are itchy. Nice way. Let's see. A guy wanted 10 grand to help me fill out the paperwork. Yeah, that's insane. $10,000. That's a honeymoon for a month somewhere, like in California. Lynn Lee, I hired Rapid Visa because I didn't want to miss a page. Okay, Lynn Lee, it's no problem. If you want to hire a company to do it for you, that's no problem. You know, it's for what, 400, 500 bucks they charge for the Rapid Visa. I don't know, but honestly, honestly, from my opinion, you could have saved that money. And if anybody in here needs help filling out a K1 visa package, putting a package together, I've made videos and videos and videos about it. I think I'm on like video 450. I don't know how many videos. But if you don't have to subscribe to the channel, I don't know. I never ask you to subscribe to the channel. This is a courtesy channel for you guys, okay? But if you haven't subscribed, if you subscribe, you can go and check through the video channels, and you can find all the videos I've made, okay, to help you guys through this process. Let's see. Susie Gomez, they need a letter of intent to marry. Yeah, they need two. You got to have two letters. I hope that wasn't an offensive to the guys in England. Sorry about that. You need two letters of intent to get married. One from the sponsor and one from the beneficiary. The beneficiary, like Karina's from Venezuela, living in Colombia. She wrote her letter of intent to get married in Spanish. Has to be in her language of her country. And then I got it translated into English. And then I got it, included, and she signed it in black ink. And then I came back to the United States with her original signed letter of intent to get married. Then I wrote my letter of intent to get married, and I signed it in black ink. And you address it to USCIS, and the address in Dallas. It's in Louisville, Texas. And then you put to whom it may concern. And in the letter of intent to get married, make sure you include in the letter of intent to get married the citizenship of your beneficiary, that you're legally free to marry, and that you promise Homeland Security that you are going to get married within 90 days. Those are the three critical elements of a letter of intent to get married, plus all the information about how you met and how you guys love each other and all that other romantic stuff. Okay, so two letters of intent to get married, both signed in black ink. The beneficiary writes his or hers in his or her language of her country. The sponsor translates it into English. Not the sponsor, a company. You got to use a certified translation company, and then you include it in the K1 visa package. Let's see. Susie Goldemas, hi dear, hello Diggers. Nice way. When you printed out the paperwork, some stuff won't print, so just use a black pen. That's correct. If you fill out your I-129F online, and when you get to the adjustment of status process, when you fill out the adjustment of status paperwork, some blocks you can't fill out on the computer. So you fill out everything you possibly can on the computer, and then you print it, and then you fill out what you cannot use the computer in black ink. And that is perfectly fine. And that's exactly what I did on my K1 visa letter form, I-129F. Let's see here. I did K1 visa. I received the receipt. How do I know I made any errors when they tell me I made an error? No, if you made a mistake at the K1 at the lockbox in Dallas, they would have told you that you made a mistake. Especially if you forgot to sign the form. So sometimes they make you wait. Sometimes the lockbox may not catch the error, and then it gets to adjudication, and they catch it at adjudication after waiting for a year. That happens sometimes, but mostly, if it's something minor, they'll send you an RFE with an opportunity to fix it. Nice way. That's easy to just get your partner to sign the paper. Yeah. Your partner has to sign the letter of intent to get married. Lynn Lee, it was $500 for Rapid Visa. I wish I would have found you a year ago. Lynn Lee, I'm sorry you spent the money. I would have helped you for free, okay? Everything here is free. I would have helped you for free. It's not difficult. But it's passed. You've paid the money. The time's passed. Your visa's in the process. So rack it up as experience and just be glad that your visa is in the queue waiting to get adjudicated. Don't worry about it. The money's gone. Forget about it. Focus on your NOA2 letter, okay? Let's see. Gary Lafferty, K1 easier. However, adjustment of status visa going to double. Yeah, I got K2 going to be over 5K if we can't apply adjustment of status before the raise increase. Yeah, Gary, you're correct. It's going to be expensive. I'm in the same boat, man. I'm in the same boat. But the way I look at it is, you pay that one time and it's done, and then you focus on helping your beneficiary become a new wife, become an American citizen. Okay? Yeah, it's expensive process. It's not good, but it's the process we're in, and we have to live with it, and we do it. And but I will still recommend a K1 visa over the spousal visa. Spousal visa, you apply for it for free. It doesn't cost you. There's no charge to apply for a spousal visa. There's no cost, but it's a nightmare going through the process at the MVC. It's a nightmare. No, I'm good with K1 all the way. Lynn Lee, they didn't say anything to us about this letter of intent to be written in this language. He wrote it in English. That's fine. Immigration just want to be able to read the letter and understand the letter. Okay? If your fiance speaks English, he can write his letter in English. Okay? Karina doesn't speak English. So she wrote her letter in Spanish, because if let's suppose I wrote it for her in English and she signed it. At the embassy interview, the immigration officer is going to talk to her in Spanish in Bogota and ask her the questions maybe about her letter of intent to get married. And she can't understand it because it's in English. She doesn't have a clue. She signed it, but doesn't know what the words mean. So it's very important that if your beneficiary does not speak English, Mr. Sponsor, do not write the letter of intent to get married for your beneficiary. Please don't do that. Don't write it in English. Have her write it in Spanish or in Greek or in Japanese, Chinese, Korean, whatever, and translate it. Okay? Very important. Let's see. No, you don't. If he wrote his letter of, if you write your letter of intent to get married in English and your beneficiary speaks English, that's fine, because at the embassy interview, he or she will be able to speak English to the immigration officer, so there's no problem. Always make sure always make sure you overwhelm USCIS with evidence whenever you're dealing with. Yeah, overwhelmed them, sure. I sent 4 books. I sent the Library of Congress to USCIS. It's gonna take them a day probably to look at it, or they'll just say, "Oh my gosh, is the Form I-129F good? Okay, mail it to the MVC." Can the form be denied if instead of putting in NA we left it blank? No, they won't deny it. No, it just slows down the process. Okay, they have to look and see. Did the sponsor forget to fill in this part or not? Does it pertain or not? It doesn't. You won't be denied, but it slows the process down. If an immigration officer can look at a USCIS form I-129F and see everything is filled in and can see if it doesn't pertain as NA, boom, it's adjudicated in a second, not in 5 minutes. No, you're good. No, if you didn't put NA in there, that's fine, but I recommend you do. Let's see. Lynn Lee, they didn't say anything to us about this letter of intent to be written in this language. He wrote it in English. Yeah, just want to be able to read the letter and understand the letter. Okay? Yeah, it's expensive process. Read you nice way. You have to read the form instructions before you fill out the paperwork. Oh yeah. First thing you should do is go to USCIS.gov, go to forms, and then print the instructions. Read the instructions and read them and read them and read them until you understand it, and then fill out Form I-129F. It's 13 pages. Now the instructions can be a little difficult to understand, and if that happens, send me a message with your questions, and I will answer them for you. Lynn Lee, thank you, Mr. Diego. Me and Suleiman are so grateful for you. Well, I'm grateful to you too. You watch the videos, it helps you. If Karina and I can help you get this thing over with more smoothly, more relaxed, more calmly, it should be a wonderful, happy experience coming to the United States and getting married. It shouldn't be a stressful, difficult, horrible immigration experience. It should be nice, relaxed, and good. And it will be nice and relaxed and good if you don't let immigration rent space in your head. Okay? If you let immigration rent space in your head, you're going to stress out over every little thing, mainly the wait time. So be patient, be calm, be relaxed. You guys will be good. Okay? Let's see. So Lynn Lee, we're glad to help you. Okay, you and Solomon. Make sure you put your old tickets, itinerary, and hotel receipts. Yeah, when I went to see Karina the first time, I was only supposed to be there for like 2 weeks in Bogota, and I bought let me see, I think it was 17 days I paid for at the Hotel Regina in downtown Bogota, and then Karina wanted me to stay longer in Bogota, so after my 17 days at the hotel expired, I helped her relocate her apartment. She had a small apartment, and then I got her into a bigger apartment, so there's room for me. Okay, because if I'm going to be staying with her, I'm going to be comfortable. She's gone from single lady to living with Diego, still single. So I got her into a bigger apartment, and we bought a big we bought more furniture. We bought a clock for the wall, all kinds of stuff. And I stayed with her for 5 weeks instead of 2 weeks. And then I came back and stayed with her for 5 months. And then came back and stayed with her for 10 months. And then my visa expired in Colombia, and the Colombian government said, well, you can renew your visa, but you got to do this and this and this. And I'm like, seriously, I just lived in your country for a year and a half, and now you're changing your visa rules on me. No. I'm going to come back to the USA and start getting this visa and wait for this MOA2 letter. Let's see here. Let's see. Gary Lafferty. The probable with a K1, she don't come with a green card. She can't work for how long. It could be a year. Okay, that's true. When you come to the USA on a K1 visa, then you adjust the status to the green card. Then you have to wait 6 months, 8 months, could be a year for the green card. Okay, that's life. But she's going to be here with me, and Karina will be my responsibility. And she's just chomping at the bit. She wants to start a business. She wants to put together a cake company, and I'm going to put together a coffee distribution company. Seeing I was in Colombia for so long, I learned how coffee distribution works. I learned a lot of stuff down there, so I'm going to do that. But she can't. She could maybe get a work permit and the AD, but no, she's good. I'll support her until she gets her green card. No problem. It's no problem. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Lissia, baby. Thank you so much, Diego, for all the time and information you provided. No, it's a pleasure. I'm glad to help you guys. Nice way. Work permit don't take long, buddy. You'll be fine. Yeah, get a work permit if you want to put your wife to work. Get her a work permit. But Karina, she wants to work. She wants to start a business, and she's got degrees in taxation, and she's a capitalist entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur, and she wants to open up a ice cream store, probably here, or some other kind of store. We're gonna figure it all out when she gets here. For right now, we're focusing on NOA2 letter. Focus NOA2 letter. So let's see here. Cecilia Gomez, you're awesome. Thank you, Cecilia. You are awesome. Also, uh, so what, you know, the biggest mistake that people make when they file their K-1 visas, they forget to sign the form. That's the biggest mistake they make. They forget to sign the USCIS Form I-129F. They're so excited, they're so happy that they finally put this big package of information together. They forget to sign the form. And then 3 months will go by, or 4 months, and then immigration will send it all back to you, and you got to redo it. When you submit your photographs to immigration for your K-1 visa process, now you got to include the day, what day was the picture taken, who's in the picture, and where was the picture taken. So I was with Karina's entire family from Venezuela who live in Colombia at this park on New Year's Day in 2022. There was like 50 of us. And there's my little face in the crowd, and I included that picture. And the hard work that I had was I had to identify everybody in the photo. Ooh, that was a lot of work. And I'm messaging Karina, who's this person? Who's that? I can't remember her name. And then the day and the location. It was in Iglesia de Pena Park in Bogota. Gary, I don't care if she works or not, but she wants to work. All I'm saying, most of them do is, yeah. I tell you, Karina wants her green card just as badly as I want her to get her green card. So she has a document in her hand giving her legal status in the US of A. Whether she works or not, to me, is not important. What's important is she's got the green card in her hand. And what's important to me is I'm going to help her become a US citizen. Forget all the green card stuff. Focus on becoming a citizen. Put the Civics app on your phone, Miss Beneficiary. Start learning about U.S. history. Start planning and preparing to become an American citizen. You know, you're in Nigeria, you're in the Philippines, you're in India, Indonesia, you're in Jamaica, all these beautiful countries. If you get 10 minutes a day, learn about how to become a U.S. citizen. That's my opinion, my advice. Then by the time you get your green card and you get in queue to become a U.S. citizen, you go in and ace the test. Boom. And then you get your naturalization certificate, and then you go and apply for your passport, get your U.S. passport, and then go back to your home country and visit your family. And I'm sure when Karina becomes a U.S. citizen, we'll get her a passport. Then she's going to want to go back to Colombia to visit her brothers and her nieces and nephews. And what we're probably going to do is I'm going to get her mom out of communist Venezuela and get her into Colombia legally, of course, by the book. We do this by the book. Get her residency in Colombia, and then I'll probably work on bringing her to the United States. Get her mom over here. Her brothers are quite happy in Bogota, Colombia. They got good jobs. They make good money. You know, they feed their families. They put gas in their motorcycles. They're happy. And but we're going to help mom. I want to help her mom. I want to get her mom from communist Venezuela into Colombia. And then, and then when Karina is a U.S. citizen, I'm going to petition for her mom. There's plenty of room here. We got plenty of space. And we're not going to let mom be all by herself without her daughter. Not going to do that. So, that's just me. Some folks, they don't agree with that, but I agree with it. I'm not going to let her mom be all by herself, especially in Venezuela. No food, hardly, gasoline, no gas, no water in the hospitals. You get sick in Venezuela, go to the hospital. There's no water in the hospital. There's no bandages. There's no. It's just terrible. Now, I'm not bashing the people of Venezuela. We love the Venezuelan people. We love you guys. My fiance, Karina, is from Venezuela. Her country has been destroyed by the government. And it's sad because it's not necessary, because Venezuela is probably the richest country in South America with all their oil reserves. It's unfortunate. I can't go to Venezuela. If I was to go into Venezuela, the government would arrest me and use me as bait for something. I don't know. Who knows? But to the people of Venezuela, we love you guys. But to the government, not so much. Come on, guys. If you got any questions, if you want me to go over how to fill out the USCIS form I-129F, you probably already filed your K-1 visas already. But folks who haven't, I'll be glad to. And I appreciate you guys sharing this information on your Facebook pages too. There could be people in your home country who have no idea how to do a K-1 visa. They got no clue how to do it. And if you post some of these videos on your Facebook page, it may help them out too. Who knows? I don't know. Miguel, hypothetically, if you get NOA2 in May, when can you expect to have a visa in the hand? Okay, Miguel, depends on which country. Depends how busy USCIS is, MVC. It depends on how busy the embassy is. But so what I do is I gave Karina a 2-year window. 2 years from the day I filed my K-1 visa in April 2022 to April 2024. Somewhere in there, she's going to be in the United States. Between April 2022 and April 2024, she'll be in the US of A. 24 months. And that should probably just about cover every single visa in every country in the world, including the Philippines, India, and Nigeria. Some countries will be faster. Penny Shapumba, but my K-1 visa is taking long. It's taking a long time. Let's see. Yeah, it's taking a long time. My visa is taking a long time. Everybody's visa is taking a long time. But if you understand that yesterday's gone, yesterday's past, and you are here today in the present, another second closer to your K-1 visa getting approved, okay? Gary, no debate, just saying most will argue spousal visa best way. She can't start her countdown for U.S. citizen until she has a green card. Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. But the K-1 visa is the easiest process. It's easy peasy. The spousal visa is a pain in the rear. And I'm never ever going to repeat that process again, ever. It was a nightmare. This is my first rodeo. Got everything approved. And then the National Visa Center said, this document was uploaded, accepted. This one wasn't accepted. Why? They said, let me see, what was the reason? I included my passport and her passport together on one page and uploaded it under the passport page. They said, no, you got to upload your passport separately from her passport. I had to wait 3 months just for that. No. Crazy. BBL Survival. Can you make a video about how to upload the civil documents at the MVC? Sure, I can do that. It's not difficult, but you got to make sure you don't mess up. Like if you have a translated document, there's a specific order you got to put the translated documents into the upload, and it has to be under 2 megabytes of data. So you're going to put first you're going to put the Spanish birth certificate. Let's use Karina as an example. First, I put Karina's Spanish birth certificate. Then I put the translated into English certified, and then I'll put the certified letter, 1, 2, 3, in that order, and then I'm going to upload it in that order to the MVC under one file, and I'm going to call the file Karina's birth certificate _MVC. It's crazy. Let's see. My Mickey Love, my NOA1 is May 13th, 2022. I can't wait for my fiance to get approved. He is in Nigeria. Beautiful Nigeria, Mickey Love. And you are close to the finish line to getting your NOA2 letter. Couple more months, 3 more months tops. Penny, if now my K-1 visa is received in August 24, when do you think it will be approved? August 2024? So what I do is I just add 14 months to everything, because that's the average right now. So October of next year, if you're talking about this year, or I don't know. What? Be more specific on the date of your visa. Okay, be more specific so I can answer you better. Uh, Karina is sending me a message from Bogota, Colombia. Now, what if I included all the translated documents with the K1? Will they ask for them again? Yeah, you will be required to give the translated documents. You need to bring to the visa, Michelle Marie, when you go to your visa interview face to face at the embassy, you must bring with you the birth certificate, the translated birth certificate, and the certification with you to the embassy interview. The original. You need the original birth certificate, the certified translated birth certificate, and the letter of translation. So the next time immigration is going to want to see translated documents will be at the visa interview at the embassy. Penny, please give me the question again. You received your K1 visa in August. When? August 2022, August 2023? I don't know. Happy retired. Can the beneficiary's country deny letting her leave the country? If you live in a communist country, probably they could, like in Venezuela. That's why and North Korea is zero, impossible to leave North Korea. Iran, I don't know about Iran. If I was an Iranian, I would probably process my visa outside of the country, like Karina's from Venezuela, but she's processing everything through Bogota at the embassy in Colombia. Yeah, a country can deny the beneficiary from leaving. Highly unlikely it's going to happen unless it's from one of those countries I just mentioned, North Korea, Iran. Those are the two that could possibly do that. Now, we love our friends in Iran. You know, the Iranian people don't have any control over their government, and we love our Iranian friends. But that's just the way the government works. One thing to remember: happy retired is if your beneficiary has any children, she doesn't have sole custody of the child, she will or he will have to get a letter from that child's father giving the child permission to leave the country. You know, let's say, for example, your beneficiary is from Peru, and she's divorced, and she has a child from a previous marriage, and they have joint custody of the child, the mother and the father. If the mother is going to come to the United States with her child on a K2 visa and a K1 visa, the father has to give permission for that child to leave Peru. Not so much, and the government will check, and the immigration officer will check at the airport. Going to a question: do you have sole custody of the child? No, because the name of the child has the father's name. Now, if the mother has sole custody of the child, and the child's last name is in the mother's last name, there's no problem. But if the child has the father's last name and they're in joint custody, the father has to give a letter of permission, usually through a lawyer, through the government of whichever country, giving that child permission to leave the country. Immigration at the airport won't let the child leave if there's no letter. Okay. Let's see. Let me see what other questions. Chiomada Davidson. My NOA 1 is March 4th. I keep refreshing my case tracker, but nothing. Don't do that. Don't keep refreshing your case tracker. You'll go crazy doing that. Okay. Here's what I would do. I would wait 2 weeks and then refresh your case tracker. Then wait another 2 weeks. Do it every 2 weeks or every week, not every day. If you do it every day, you're going to get a headache and you're going to get angry and frustrated. Mickey Love, what financial document will I need to attach for the financial support form I-134? Okay, Mickey Love, you're going to need form I-134 signed and properly filled out. You're going to need tax transcripts for the past 3 years. If you have the tax 1040s, and bring those along too. W-2s and 1099s for the past 3 years. Now, the tax transcripts could suffice for everything, plus the I-134. But I've seen people at embassies in this country getting not denied, but having to go back and go get tax 1040s. And I've seen people in this country over here not getting denied, but getting told, well, you don't have your tax transcripts, but you got your 1040s and your W-2s and your 1099s. We need tax transcripts. So each ambassador runs their embassies differently. So my advice to everybody, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Karina, probably in the summer, the last 3 years of tax transcripts, the last 3 years worth of 1040s, my IRS tax reforms, and the last 3 years of 1099s. And I worked for a land survey company in 2022 for a while, so I got W-2s for that. That's all you're going to need. And then a letter from, if you want, I would do this also, get a letter from the employer saying that, Mr. Sponsor, you work here for so long and this much time. And also bring 12 months worth of bank statements. Go have your bank print up the last 12 months worth of bank statements for the last 12 months. Bring those along. I printed my tax transcripts for the past 3 years from online. Janiela James. Yeah, that's a great idea. I called in for mine. I called mine in, and within 5 days, they were in my mailbox, my tax transcripts for 2021 and 2020. I'm going to have to wait. I just paid my taxes for 2022, so I got to wait for another couple of weeks before I can get the tax transcript for 2022. But that's no problem. We're still waiting for our NOA2 letter. Why not wait for something else, right? Nikki Love, thank you so much. I'm sharing your YouTube channel with my other friends who have their fiancés overseas. Mickey Love, yeah, that's great. Because if we can help other people, we want to help other people. I've been through this twice, and and I'm not planning on doing this again. So I put the YouTube channel together for you guys because of my experience. And if I can save you a ton of money and a ton of stress, then the mission's accomplished. Mission is accomplished, okay? I save you time and money, and I save you a lot of stress and help you. And if I can help other people, then that's great too. So there we go. Well, guys, I've been talking for an hour or so. I'm going to go ahead and log off and go make some lunch. I'm getting a little hungry. I'll do another live stream on Sunday at 5 o'clock Central Time. And it seems to be pretty popular, doing it in the middle of the day on Wednesday, and then doing it in the nighttime on Sunday. So I can probably try to cover just as many countries as I can. Okay. So I want to let you guys go and take care of business, and I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're here for you. I've got notes written down here. What's for lunch? Miguel, I'm going to make some burritos, man. I'm going to put some burritos in the microwave. Now, if I was in Colombia, Karina would be making me lunch, so making me some really good arepas, but I'm not in Colombia, so I'm fending for myself. So I got to figure it out. And I'll throw a couple of burritos in the microwave. Gary, it's important viewers know tax return transcript. What is needed? Not account transcript. Yeah, it's tax. Yeah, exactly. Tax returns, not account. Okay, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks for sharing the videos on Facebook. If it helps other people, that's good. And we'll see you all Sunday at 5 p.m. Central.